former Governor Nikki Haley is already facing some backlash from the MAGA crowd after she announced her entrance into the Republican primary. So now it did not take long for this to get deeply ugly. So first, let's start out with Marjorie Greene. In a tweet, she had called Haley just another George or Jeb Bush.
Please clap.
Quote, if we wanted a Bush in heels, Republicans would vote for Liz Cheney. Ooh. Now, is she right about Nikki Haley being like a Jeb-ish kind of kid? Yeah. Very, very establishment. So, yeah, I should be right about that. Then she went after Nikki Haley on policy, and of course, what is the one thing that Republicans are going to all like pile on her over? Well, the fact that she's an immigrant. And immigration overall. So now, basically, Green tweeted this, quote, Haley is weak on the border, doesn't want a wall. And then also, Nikki Haley refused to support a transgender bathroom bill to protect the children. So basically, she doesn't hate immigrants enough and doesn't hate transgender people enough. Now, funny enough, when you look at Nikki Haley's record, that's actually not true. She supports anti-trans sports bans. In fact, she had made this announcement in support of banning trans people from sports. Across the sporting world, the game is being rigged against women and in favor of biological men. Again, there's really no evidence that the game is being rigged or that trans women have an unfair advantage over cis women in sports. Again, having a penis does not make you better inherently at sports. That's an incredibly sexist thing to say, actually. No, what makes you better in sports is training and resources. If you have the resource to be able to hire a personal trainer and to devote a lot of your time doing exercise and training and just getting really good at the sport you're into, yeah, you're going to have a better chance of winning. And by the way, also, everyone is different. There are women with different body types and different abilities. No one person is the same. Anyway, back to Haley. Now, Haley also opposed marriage equality, just like, her idol, that's her words, Pastor John Hagee. And by the way, this was both as South Carolina state representative and governor. Also refused to remove the Confederate flag from the state house. She had also rejected matching funds for a program offering HIV medication to low-income patients and signed voter ID laws. But I guess the one thing they could point at her on is, weak on immigration. So now that's Marjorie Greene. If you thought that was already bad, no, it gets worse. So I'm not going to play you the audio for this because it is that bad. But appearing on Mark Simon's show on WOR Radio Wednesday, Coulter said this, quote, she's an absolutely ridiculous character, and the only people who say they don't support her are people who are probably genuinely are sexist. Oh, look, identity politics. Well, look at that. She said, I support the girl. Good for you. You like girls. And then she adds, no, she's utterly, completely, preposterously ridiculous. I don't think that she will get more than 2% of the vote. And you know how I hate making predictions about things like that, but she's just a preposterous creature. Wait, why are you calling her a creature? What is wrong? She can't help it. She can't help it. She has to immediately dehumanize Nikki Haley. Again, I'm not a fan of Nikki Haley. Creature. All right. Now it gets worse. She then insults Hindus and says, why don't you go back to your own country and reconsider that history? And it's something about worshiping cows. It got super weird and racist. But again, it's Ann Coulter, so of course you would expect that. And then she added, this is my country, lady. I'm not an American Indian. and I don't like them taking down all the monuments. Of course. Yeah, of course. Of course. So look, these are the kinds of people that Nikki Haley has to deal with in order to get the Republican nomination. Basically, racist. Now, I have one more response here. This is from Donald Trump. His response was a little bit more interesting. Just hours after she announced, he took to True Social, posting this. She's polling at 1%. Not a bad start. The sarcasm there, it's just dripping. He added, Nikki Haley has had a hard time making the decision to run for president because she very, very publicly stated that she would never run against the president. He did a great job and was the best president in my lifetime. By the way, that was one of the times where she was kissing his ass. So there's that. I told Nikki to follow her heart, not her ambition or belief. Who knows? Stranger things have happened. Yeah. Look, these reactions, they're not at all surprising. Of course, MAGA Republicans are going to be attacking her and all that. We expect it. We expect it. Now, what's interesting here is whether or not establishment Republicans, especially since she's going with, oh, I'm such an outsider, BS, are they going to support her? And I think the answer is no, because why would they when they have somebody like Ron DeSantis? They have Ron DeSantis, and of course, they're propping up DeSantis to take on Donald Trump, who the base loves. Now, that said, Trump, he ain't done. The base loves him, and when it comes down to it, I think there's a very, very strong chance they're gonna nominate him again. So that's why I don't think Donald Trump's worried at all about Nikki Haley, because she ain't got no chance.